water is. Bushcraft books, survival manuals, things like that all have entire chapters dedicated to how to find water where there is none. One of the things you see in all of those manuals is how to collect water using the natural transpiration of tree leaves. So that's not something I've ever played around with, and so I'm going to do a little experiment today. I'm going to tie plastic bags using this twine over sections of tree leaves and see if I can't harvest some of the water from them that way. The first one I'm going to start on is this manzanita. Manzanita is a very useful plant. It's got that deep red bark, it's got very hard wood, and the wood is actually great. It makes great firewood as long as you burn it properly. It's also great to cook over. And the berries you can make into this really good tasting cider. I'll do a video on that one day, once these berries are ripe. Something important to remember is you want to have a low point on that bag, and you don't want it to be the opening, or you'll lose all the water that you might collect. So we've got one down. Now let's see what else I can find. This is oak. Oak's good for food from acorns, and also good for, makes good wood for tool handles and firewood. Most of the firewood that I burn is oak. Now this here is another species of manzanita we have on the ranch. It's a whole lot smaller than that species behind me and the one that I put the other bags on. I'm going to put a bag on this one. There's some 63 species of manzanita that grow in California. I'm heading down to the orchard, put a couple in the apple trees down there. Now, something important to remember is that you only want to put these bags up in trees that are over leaves that you know are edible. Apple, oak, around here manzanita, things like that. You don't want to put them up in any that you know might be toxic, or that you just aren't sure if they're safe or not. Alright everyone, this mulberry is the last one that I'm going to do. Now I'm going to just get to work, and we'll kind of come back and check on all of these later tonight, probably about 7 o'clock, so I'll see you then. About 7 o'clock, so now we're going to check and see how our bags did, see if we collected any water. Well, here's our first bag. It's got maybe a teaspoon or so of water in it after 12 hours. Here's another one in a manzanita. It did about the same, maybe a teaspoon. It's not very much. Well, this is that manzanita bush that I talked about earlier. And it did better than the oaks did. It did about the same amount as the other manzanitas did. But still not very much water, about a teaspoon. Down here in the orchard, and let's see how the apple did. Take all that condensation down into that corner. About the same as the manzanita. And that's after 12 hours of being in the sun. Well, here's the mulberry. And as you can see, almost nothing. Less than even the oaks. Well, everybody, so far, 12 hours in the sun isn't long enough to get a decent amount of water. Maybe if I had 100 bags out, I might get enough to fill a small bottle. But so far, it's not looking good. I'm gonna leave all these bags out overnight, and I'll check again in the morning and see how they do, but my hopes aren't real high. Well, let's go check on our bags. Here's the one that had produced the most yesterday, and as you can see, didn't get any more water in there overnight. So I'm gonna say that the rest probably look the same. I'll take pictures of them as I go around, but I don't think I'm gonna film the rest of it. You don't need to see the same thing as you saw from yesterday. I've gone around and collected up all my bags. Now let's see how much water we actually got. That is it. Less than a quarter of a cup. Maybe just over an ounce. Ounce and a half or so. I don't think this was worth the effort, to be totally honest with you. So after 24 hours, with 7 different trees in 7 different locations on the property, I was able to collect a little over 1 ounce of water. That's not very much. It's not enough to sustain you. Now, I could have used larger bags or more bags, but I feel that there's more efficient ways of collecting water than using bags on a tree. There's other things, like I'm going to try doing a solar still, the hole in the ground with a piece of visqueen over it, and a couple of other things that I've been looking at, and see how they do. But for now, I don't think this is worth the effort. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to share. We'll see you in the next one.